evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. You're watching Seeing the Unseen with Christopher LaPrath. My name's Kenan, his son, and the producer of the show. Now, tonight's title, Red Marks slash Black Marks. I guess I was getting a little tongue-tied there. So, just to start over, a quick piece of housekeeping for anyone who's out there joining us for the very first time. Be sure to say something in the chat so I know you're here. In fact, for anyone who's out there who'd like a reading, be sure to say something and I'll put you in line. We get to everybody in order here, so the first time, of course, there's no charge, but going forward after that, it's $10 per card, or you can pay $100 and cover the entire month, which I feel like is pretty sweet deal since we run 3 shows per week, and that's normally Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Arizona time, for anyone who doesn't know. Now, a quick thought before I turn it over to Christopher for the evening to do all the readings. Happy thoughts. Think them. Really. One helpful practice from martial arts is to walk through crowds while projecting various emotions. And then watch how people react to you. And this is a great example, visualization, demonstration of the fact that we get what we give. And when we project negativity, guess what we get? But when we send out love, we get that right back. So, thanks for listening to me. That's my thought for the evening. Enjoy the rest of the show. Here's Christopher.
Hey, great evening, everybody. Welcome, Marilyn, Abby, Marilyn, Edna. We might have a small show tonight, which is great. That's fine. More time for you. But I wanted to talk about this red mark, black mark. In school, when teachers graded our papers, immediately when they came back, we looked at the red marks rather than the black marks or the black, what you got right. Psychologists even call this negativity bias. So I love what Kenan said about walking down the street, projecting negativity or projecting positivity, and just doing it as an experiment and watch what you get in return. Okay? And this is called resonance. So they've done studies where they'll have like 2 exactly tuned violins in far corners of the room. They'll come in with a 3rd violin and they'll start playing one note, and both violins on the opposite corner of the rooms will start playing that note. No, they're not possessed violins. They're picking up the waves. They're picking up these waves that go out to eternity and through eternity. When we speak red marks, when we speak negativity, it goes out into the universe. It finds all kinds of situations that match that frequency and bring it on in. Bring it on in. Let's bring on more negativity. Let's bring on, well, if you're focusing on what's wrong with your job, you're looking at the red marks. You go to a party and you have a really good time, but then you talk about the guy that got drunk and acted like a you-know-what. This is the point, and I took some notes here on my phone, so I want to share with them. When your boss, you do a really good job, and then one time they maybe express concern over a project, right? Abby, you make wreaths, and people go, "Oh, I love the wreath, but..." You hear the word "but," and you focus on that rather than what is right, let's say, with that wreath. Marilyn, you speak a lot, and you watch the video, and a person can tend to look at all the faults, that maybe they got jittery, maybe they forgot a line, but the audience didn't really notice, but you notice. Are you paying attention to the red marks or the black marks? Look at what you got right. If we're buying something on Amazon, you can read 50 reviews, and because of maybe 2 bad ones, you don't order it. A coworker, a brand new coworker, is maybe very nervous, and they put off a kind of a really strange first vibration, and then you avoid them the next 10 years. Right? It's like, it's negativity bias. And so that's what I wanted to talk to you about, is what are you projecting? And look at why you are projecting that and what it is you can do to change that. That's what this show is about. It is about frequency. It is about energy. So no matter where you live in this country, I've gotten tons of texts and stories that you can feel it, and it changes the vibration. It changes the energy around it. So I want to thank you so much all for being here. But I wanted to talk about this group card tonight. So Jeff, Doc, Edna, Abby, Marilyn, and Marilyn Pitts. This is the Orion activation. And it's one of the most prominent constellations in the night sky. You've got, the Orion's belt. That's Anatak, Alnilam, and Mintaka. I'm not going to repeat them because you probably won't remember them. Yeah, no, that's a little negative. That's a bit of a red mark. But those 3 stars that are in the belt, they believe that Orion is a star chamber. It's a nursery for new stars and what lies beyond Orion. So the point of this is, look at what you've done right. Look how far you've come. Doc, you've written 3 amazing scripts. Now, ask the script, because it is now an entity that you've created. What is it you would like? How would you like this to be? How would you like to be made? Jeff, you've got the ranch. Okay, ranch, what is it you want? How can we create greater here? Show me what it is you need and want, and what it is we can create greater. So this card has to do with all of our fears, all of our setbacks or seeming setbacks, all of those red marks being stripped away from your energy field now. If you authorize it, so be it. In no uncertain terms. For it to completely, for all of those red marks to fall away and be free of the fear of more red marks, because you will create more red marks, and creating a process of renewal for you to move absolutely forward. This is forward movement. I've had some amazing experiences with this show that I went to a month ago. Kenan and I went to, the connections we've made. It's being open. And how is it, universe, how is it that I can serve? How is it that you want this to be? So that's the point of this card, is to be rebirthed by light, and start with what you've done good, what you've done right, who you've helped, and the impact that you've had in the world, and then it creates more. Okay, my dear Marilyn, let's see here. Now, if you're just joining us tonight, please, if you're watching, we won't know that you're here unless you say something in the chat. I won't be able to do a reading for you because we won't know that you're watching. So just say hi. We won't know necessarily even who you are, but be sure to say hi. So Marilyn, oh, I have to share this. Last night we did a reading for Marilyn, and Majorca came up, and like Majorca, right? It's in Spain. Yeah, I knew nothing about, like, I don't even know where that term came from. And then she texted me, Marilyn, you texted me today and said that you have Majorca pearls, and then I was able to reply back to you is the spiritual meaning of pearls and why that was important for you to wear those even when you're meditating, which I didn't even know there were pearls that came from Majorca. I know nothing about Majorca, but that was the message that came through. So thank you for clarifying that, because sometimes when these things come through, I have no idea what they mean. I think I already told you all about the reading I did for the woman who her husband was talking about the origami. And she's like, no, we're llama ranchers. We didn't do origami. He didn't do origami. You know, we live in Northeast Colorado. We've never been to Japan. I said, you know what? Just write it down. Just put it on the back burner. It'll make sense. And inevitably, Marilyn, everything has made sense. But it was so important for you to have those pearls or wear them. So this is the Lover's card. Geometrically, Kenan, if you have something to say about this shape here, there's something with this shape. It is the I know what this is. So, Marilyn, do a little research on, in fact, everybody on the show. Do a little research on the flower of life and the symbology, the geometry, the meaning of the flower of life. This is a Buddhist symbol, isn't it, Kenan?
It's a yantra. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of the word.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the word. Today you just received 20 small heart stones and crystals in the mail. Look at the heart. So, Marilyn, it might be good if you receive those. First of all, put them in salt or put them on selenite. Get them cleansed, but lay them out in a pattern. This is a Buddhist yantra. This is really important. I'm sorry. I apologize that I have to look this up because it's
Yeah, there's a sacred geometry called Sri Yantra.
okay. Can you put yourself on camera?
Yeah. Well, hang on. There you go. So there's a sacred geometry called the Sri Yantra that image very closely resembles. I'll bring up the group card again here. You'll still be able to hear me. At any rate, that word yantra literally translates to device or machine. So we can take these images, the sacred geometry, and use them as tools in the mental realm. So it's there are different practices that involve turning images around in the mind and visualizing things in different ways. So that image is representative of that. So here's Christopher again.
So it's a support for ritual, a yantra. And it's a Buddhist mandala. There's something important here. I apologize. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to do something. If you guys have a printer, and just print out a yantra, like print out this design that you're seeing here, because there's something really powerful about it. It's a symbol of macrocosmic evolution. So it grows and it grows and it grows and it grows exponentially and geometrically equivalent in size and in shape, so that it remains shape. But it's also microcosmic, so it goes in. So this is something with you becoming more unified with you. You looking at the black marks more than you are any red marks or mistakes or leaving the past. It's about a macrocosmic growth for you. Oh, wait a minute, Marilyn. You got those rocks and then you put them in a pattern and you don't know why.
She said she put them in that pattern specifically.
You put them in that pattern and you don't know why? Now I'm repeating Kenan. No, I'm repeating you. Okay. So I want you to do a little bit of research on the yantra, Y-A-N-T-R-A, and why you put them in that particular pattern. There's something that's symbolizing the expansion, and it's really important. And you sometimes you don't know why. You just simply don't know why. Jeff, you're driving down the road and you're listening to this music, and then these elk or coyote or antelope, they're just always there around you. There's a meaning behind it. Speak to these animals. Speak to this creation that you've made, and tell it what it is you need, Marilyn, or something bigger or something better. Okay. Yeah, this is, I'm going to do some research on the yantra too.
She said she saw it on a page that showed squares.
She goes, I saw it on a page that showed squares that have the pattern drawn on it. I want to order one now. Okay, go for it. All right, and then my dear Marilyn and Abby. Okay, so I'm going to speak to both of you here. And I'm going to actually, can we pull up the who's on the show tonight? Thank you. All right. Marilyn and Abby. I know who I am around other people's anxiety. I know who I am around other people's anxiety. So, Doc, Edna, Jeff, Marilyn Pitts, if you do this experiment that Kenan talked about, you go through a mall, you project negativity or you project love, you're going to get it back. What happens when you're walking through a mall and someone's projecting negativity or worry or anxiety? So I'm going to ask you this question, Abby and Marilyn. I know who I am around other people's anxiety. So, Doc, you had a question about finances, right? Is that what the word finances is there?
Yes.
Okay.
His,
So, how much are you picking up from other people's anxiety about money?
so his roommate actually lost their income, is what happened. And the roommate has kids that are all cohabitating.
Okay. So this is where, if you have permission, I'll help you release this anxiety around money that's not yours, or around finances that is not yours. And in any way, shape, or form, taking any of that on. Because here, so I told somebody one time, and I'll tell you, your father's very, very wealthy. But I'm talking about the universe. And anywhere where where you're a 220, are you willing to let go of plugging into a 110? Like, this is helping you tonight to plug into the 220, forever being free of the 110, the lower vibration, the lower frequency, the negativity, the anxiety. When you were growing up, you had a lot of anxiety. Not yours, but anxiety around you. And as a kid, you can't separate that. Like, that is something, you think it's you. You think you're Rain. And so you can be trained to live with anxiety. Things are going to change here for you. Big bada boom time. So, Marilyn, you're super you've got this I'm always and forever free of other people's anxiety. Because of your expanded awareness, it's tuning into more of the frequency that suits you best, and tuning out all of the other frequencies. Because it doesn't help other people to take on their anxiety. It just doesn't. Your fiddle is tuned differently. And so you don't need to be picking up on, you can be free of that, because in no way, shape, or form does it help anyone by picking up on their anxiety. It just doesn't. It's a exercise in futility. All right, my dear Abby. Well, that applied for both of you. I know who I am apart from other people's belief systems. I know who I am, I maintain who I am, I sustain who I am around other people's belief systems. So when I wrote this script, I had people that were in the know read the script. One was on each coast. They were in the business. very influential, knew a lot of people. They read my script. Two totally, completely different opinions about the script. Then I had somebody in England read the script. And I'm like, and it was just, I had to, I basically, they wanted me to completely rewrite the script. I'm like, you know what? This is being always and forever free of knowing who, or knowing who you are around other people's belief systems, not just their anxiety, but their projections, their belief systems, and how they think that something should be done. The universe knows. It's just you turning into your source and absolutely knowing it, Abby. Especially both of these cards apply to both of you. So with this one, it is. So last night I talked about this drawing, and I think Marilyn, you were the only one here last night, but I'm going to repeat it. So you're all up here. These people are down here. You have moved from down here to up here. Okay? All right. You're up here. They want you to meet them halfway, so they want to drag you down. In any way, shape, or form, are you willing to be free of or bargaining with them to meet them halfway? So in the Bible, Christ told this parable of this man that went to hell. And he's in hell and he's praying, please, please just put a drop of water on my tongue. Well, what's a drop of water going to do if you're burning in fire? It ain't going to do much. What they were asking him, what these Pharisees and the religious teachers and the people in the know were asking him to do, is to water down his truth. So, all of you on the show, are you willing to let go of any need or any perception of watering down your truth? Because watering down your truth, it's compromising you. It's not cooling them off, because they're going to be in torment no matter what, because they're creating their own torment. So this is clearing your house. And you guys, both of you, I would again put salt out on your doorstep. If you have people over, you set the intention, nothing and no one enters here unless it's for our best and highest interest. You know, Kennan did that years ago when he worked at a convenience store. He worked nights. And where we live in North Phoenix is the end of the bus line. So these street people would ride the bus all day, and then they would be dropped off in our area. And so he actually put salt at the front door of the convenience store. And these homeless people would come up to the doors would automatically open, but they wouldn't come in. They wouldn't cross the line because there was something else operating their systems. So this is where sometimes we don't know who we're dealing with, or we don't know what's operating in their system. And in no way, shape, or form do you want to partner or be with or even have in your house something that is attached to them or running their system. And the thing is you can know it and you just sense it. You don't have to tell them, but in no way, shape, or form do business with them or have any dealings with them. Okay, my dear Edna. Okay. Are you open to alternative ways of power? So we get used to, turning the lights and we pay our power bill. And then solar comes along. I'm talking metaphorically here, Edna. You're plugging into right now. So I talked to Doc about plugging into a 220 rather than a 110. This is honoring your power and being in your power. So when you go to a conference, when you're around people that are spiritual, are they really? You being yourself, you plug into your source, that is the most powerful. And be free of comparing yourself or where others have abilities and you don't. So a lot of times I meet people when I went to this show, when I went to this Conscious Life show. That person channels so-and-so. And that person has a connection with the angel Gabriel and he talks with him. And that person, okay, so I'm not here to criticize those people. But it's the ego, it's their ego that needs their, and I'm not here to judge whether they actually do speak to those angels or whatnot, but many times it's their ego that needs to be fed externally. And there are people out there that don't have any of those experiences. They're actually above it. But the way the society is set up is they're viewed as below it because they don't have direct access to Archangel Michael, who brings them chamomile tea every night. Yeah, I've heard that. Okay. It's they're caught in a loop. But maybe that's where they need to be in this lifetime. I don't know. But this is you above you're in your power. You have the connection. You're free of the need for other wires to come in to bolster you from other people. This is honoring your power and your connection with Source. Okay, Doc. I know I've read for all of you pretty much with every one of these cards, but all right. So, Doc, this is so there's a lot of smoke and there's a lot of haze around this card. It's the Prince of Cups. And to get a clear vision of where you're at, it's important to literally go through a cleanse. No substances, no alcohol. It's a clear mind. You're moving into having and being important of a clear mind, free of outside influences and substances, and clearing the house. It's clearing the space. Miracles happen. You are a miracle. You absolutely are a miracle. You've had magical, miraculous things happen. Be free of focusing on the red marks of what is wrong, because then it collapses into fear, and your brain actually needs access. But if there's any of those substances or anything of that around, get some sage, get some incense, clear the house, and in no uncertain terms, tell anything and everything that is there that is not to your best and highest to get out, and to get out now. You're not responsible for those children. They have to go through their own learning. But in any way, shape, or form, allow the Father to step up. And whether he does or not, that's not up to you. This is you clearing the space, clearing the mind. Clear, clear, clear. Clean, clean, clean. I mean, you've had to replace your floor twice. It's not that hard to do this. I promise. Okay. And then we've got Jeff. All right, Jeff. Okay, so Jeff, wait for it. When you have a dog, the dog rests, and when it hears a wrapper, when it hears a leash, when it hears the refrigerator open, it's up. It has the energy to go for it. Wait for it. It's coming. You've got the Emperor card. This is an elevation of your thinking. But work on your brain. So this is a little bit like Doc, where you're wanting to build new neural pathways in your brain. It's okay to have advisors, like a king, like an emperor. They will have advisors that are in the know. But no matter how much people are in their heads or how smart they are, Jeff, trust your gut. This is something coming up major with absolutely trusting your gut. It's going to take your valor. It's going to take no. If somebody wants to rob you, it's important to be nice to them, right? No. So if you're not nice to people that are trying to rob you of money, how come you have to be nice to people that are robbing you of energy or through manipulation? Or do you understand what I'm getting at? Through energy. They're trying to rob you of energy through their behavior patterns. Jeff, this is getting a big stick and doing whatever it takes. I don't mean literally, but energetically cutting them off. Okay? So that's extremely important for you. It's like Doc, but it's like clearing the path. It's like opening up the path more and working on your brain more. Oh, we got a new one, Divination Diva. Thank you so much for being here. So I guess I'll call you Divination Diva. Okay, I'll call you Diva. Okay, just for short. Up the level of energetic protection around yourself. Holy objects, obsidian, kyanite, selenite. And anywhere where you have been, I don't know what to call it, but it's like invaded. So we were talking with Jeff and Doc earlier. Anywhere where this energy's come in, you know how like when there's a flood, and then the flood stops and the rain stops, and then there's like these pools. It's like it looks like a pool of yuck from people where you've had a good intention, but people have left their yuck in your field. This is cleaning your field. So get some, like again, great sage incense. Universe, clean my field now. So what I see here is like a drone that rises above or has a bigger picture. Your bigger picture is growing, but it's not being energy sapped. And where those pools of muddy water can breed insects and vermin and all kinds of things. It's cleaning that out. And you had really good intentions, but it's kind of like Pigpen, you know, on Charlie Brown, where there was like this dust cloud around Pigpen all the time. It's like up the level of people that you're working with or helping. Allow these people that are at a low vibration to do some of the work on their own or with somebody else, but not you. This is leveling up. This is rising above the fray and deciding to help or work with a higher level of vibration. Because the lower vibrations are constantly pulling you down and forming these pools in your auric field. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but that's what this card is about. It's about rising above the fray and rising above where you're at and what you used to do. Doing something higher and better. Okay, we got everybody tonight. Great show. Great blessings to you. I will just close with a reminder of remember who you are. Remember who you're connected to. Remember, the universe can hook you up. Okay? This is being free of the negativity bias. Being free of creating any of that, and notice your thought patterns. Begin to notice your thought patterns. Be free of them. So Doc, Jeff, Edna, Abby, Marilyn, just even go outside. Take a look at nature. Look at how it bends, it grows, it adapts, it flourishes even after the hardest of storms. That's where you're moving to. You're moving to flourish. Okay? I love you all very much. We'll see you again Wednesday night.